Success belongs to those who refuse to stop. The wake-up call. There comes a moment in life when silence grows louder than noise, when stillness demands action. This is the wake-up call, not the one that arrives with alarms, but the one that shakes your soul. You realize you've been living on autopilot, letting days pass like empty pages. Then suddenly you ask yourself, is this all I was meant to be? The wake-up call is never polite. It comes disguised as failure, heartbreak, or loss. It strips you of illusions, leaving you face to face with truth. It's painful because it's honest, but in that honesty lies the seed of transformation. If you listen closely, you'll hear your own voice whispering, it's time to rise. Most people fear this call because it dismantles comfort. They numb themselves with distractions, hoping the sound will fade. But running doesn't silence it, it only makes it louder. The bravest thing you can do is stop, stand still, and answer. That's the first step toward becoming who you were always meant to be. History is full of those who heard their wake-up call and acted. A farmer's boy becomes a leader. A struggling artist becomes a legend. They all had a moment when life demanded a choice, continue drifting or take control. That same choice is placed before you today. The call never promises ease. It asks you to leave the known for the unknown, to exchange the comfort of routine for the uncertainty of growth. But isn't that where greatness hides? In the leap you take when nothing is guaranteed, yet everything is possible. When you feel restless at midnight, when regret knocks louder than sleep, when your heart whispers that there is more, know that this is not weakness. It is life calling you to step forward. Don't ignore it, because every ignored call is a life unlived. Answering doesn't require perfection. It only requires honesty, the courage to admit where you are and where you want to go. From that honesty comes power, the power to rebuild, redirect, and rise. The wake-up call is not the end. It's the beginning. The truth is simple. You will either hear the call now or regret not answering later. One choice leads to growth. The other leads to years wasted. The call is ringing in your soul. Will you answer? The power of struggle. Struggle is not a curse. It is the chisel that shapes us. Every scar tells a story of survival. Every hardship carries a hidden gift. Yet when pain arrives, most of us ask, why me? Instead, we should ask, what is this teaching me? Think of the seed buried in darkness. To grow, it must break. The shell must crack. The roots must push through dirt, and only then does it touch the light. Struggle is that dirt in our lives. Without it, no roots, no growth, no sky. People run from struggle because it feels heavy. But what they don't realize is that it also builds strength. A muscle grows by tearing first. A diamond forms under pressure. And so do we, shaped by the weight we carry, not the comfort we rest in. Every great story has a valley before the peak. The hero doesn't begin at the mountaintop. They begin in darkness and weakness and loss. The journey through struggle makes the victory meaningful. Without the storm, the rainbow is just colors. With it, it becomes hope. Struggle has a way of stripping away excuses. It forces us to confront what we're made of. You discover strength you didn't know existed, resilience you never thought was yours. In those moments, you realize you're stronger than the struggle itself. But struggle isn't just about endurance, it's about transformation. When you push through, you don't remain the same person. You emerge sharper, wiser, stronger. The old you breaks and the new you rises. Pain doesn't just change your path, it changes your identity. The question is not whether you'll face struggle. You will. The question is, will you let it bury you or will you let it build you? One choice leads to despair, the other to destiny. The weight on your shoulders is heavy, yes, but it's also shaping your wings. So the next time life pushes you down, remember this: you are not being destroyed, you are being prepared. Every hardship is a step toward the person you are meant to become. Struggle is not your enemy, it is your silent ally. The discipline of consistency motivation gets you started, but consistency keeps you going. Many dream big, start strong, but stop when excitement fades. That's why success doesn't belong to the talented, it belongs to the consistent. Talent shines for a moment. Consistency builds legacies. Consistency isn't glamorous. It's waking up early when you want to sleep in, practicing when no one is watching, choosing progress over comfort. It's the daily grind that slowly rewires you into the person capable of achieving what once felt impossible. Think of the river cutting through rock. Not because of power, but because of persistence. Drop after drop, day after day, the water reshapes the stone. That is the power of consistency. It transforms obstacles into pathways. The world applauds big wins, but ignores the small daily efforts behind them. Every page written, every rep lifted, every call made, every step taken, they don't look like much in the moment, but together they form greatness. Consistency doesn't demand perfection. Missing one day won't destroy you, but stopping for weeks will. What matters is showing up again and again. Even small progress compounds into massive change. The truth is, discipline is more reliable than motivation. Motivation fades, discipline endures. Motivation asks, "Do I feel like it today?" Discipline answers, "It doesn't matter, do it anyway." Ask yourself, are you willing to show up even when it's boring? Even when no applause comes? That's the real test, because consistency doesn't reward the impatient, it rewards the committed. In the end, success doesn't belong to those who started fast, it belongs to those who refuse to stop. Consistency is the bridge between dreams and reality. Cross it and nothing can hold you back. The fire of belief is the spark that ignites everything else. Without it, discipline feels heavy, struggle feels pointless, and goals feel distant. But with it, even the impossible becomes achievable. Belief doesn't mean ignoring reality, it means refusing to let doubt define your destiny. It's the voice that says, "I will find a way," even when every path seems blocked. History proves this over and over. People told the Wright brothers that flying was madness. They believed. People told Oprah she wasn't fit for television. She believed. Every breakthrough began with someone who chose belief over doubt. Belief is contagious. When you truly believe, others feel it. They see it in your actions, hear it in your words, and trust it in your energy. Belief doesn't just move you, it moves the world around you. But belief must be fed daily. If you surround yourself with negativity, your belief weakens. If you nourish it with affirmations, action, and vision, it grows stronger than any doubt. Belief doesn't remove struggle, but it changes how you face it. Instead of asking, "Can I survive this?" you say, "This will not break me." That shift in mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Many people fail not because they lack skill, but because they lack belief. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever could. The one who believes has already won half the battle. In the end, belief is not about what the world thinks of you. It's about what you choose to think of yourself. Believe deeply enough and the world has no choice but to follow. The price of sacrifice. Every dream comes with a price tag. Success looks beautiful on the surface, but underneath are sacrifices unseen. Time missed with friends, sleep traded for work, comfort surrendered for growth. Nothing extraordinary is built without sacrifice. The truth is, most want success but reject its price. They want the reward without the struggle, the crown without the cross. But greatness has never worked that way. It demands something from you. Sacrifice is proof of seriousness. If you're not willing to give up comfort, then you're not ready to rise. Every yes to your dream requires 1,000 no's to distraction. Think of athletes who train while others party. Think of entrepreneurs who build while others sleep. Their sacrifices aren't losses, they are investments. Every sacrifice plants the seed for tomorrow's victory. Sacrifice tests your priorities. Do you want the temporary thrill or the lasting achievement? Do you want instant pleasure or enduring impact? Every choice reveals your answer. At times, sacrifice feels lonely, but loneliness is the path pioneers walk. No crowd waits at the starting line, only at the finish. Sacrifice is the quiet road where greatness is born. Sacrifice may hurt in the moment, but regret hurts far more. You can recover from exhaustion, but you can't recover lost potential. That is why sacrifice is not a burden, it's a privilege. In the end, your success will not be measured by what you gained, but by what you were willing to give. Sacrifice is not the enemy of success, it is the currency of success. The courage to failure terrifies most people, yet it is the only path to growth. To avoid failure is to avoid life itself. Every master was once a beginner who dared to fail repeatedly until mastery was born. Failure is feedback. It doesn't say you are worthless. It says, "This didn't work, try another way." Those who understand this rise quickly. Those who fear it remain stuck. Look at Edison, who failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Look at J.K. Rowling, rejected by publishers over and over. Each failure was not an ending. It was a step closer to success. Failure humbles us. It strips away arrogance and teaches resilience. It reminds us that growth isn't linear. It's messy, unpredictable, and often painful. But inside that pain lies wisdom. The fear of failure paralyzes many. They never begin because they want guarantees. But the only guarantee in life is this: if you refuse to try, you've already failed. Courage doesn't mean you won't fall. It means you'll rise again. It's standing back up when everything in you screams to quit. That is the kind of courage failure demands. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every stumble, every mistake, every rejection is shaping you into someone unstoppable. So don't fear failure. Fear standing still. Because a failed attempt brings you closer to your dream, but inaction leaves you forever behind. The vision beyond limits. Vision is the blueprint of destiny. Without it, even effort feels wasted. With it, every step gains direction. Every action holds meaning. In it, vision is the compass that guides you through storms. A small vision creates small lives. A bold vision creates bold legacies. Those who dare to see beyond limits are the ones who redefine what's possible. Vision is not about what is, it's about what could be. It's the ability to see the invisible, to believe in the unseen, to chase what others call impossible. The world belongs to visionaries. Steve Jobs saw devices that didn't exist yet. Elon Musk saw rockets landing themselves. Vision creates before the world catches up. But vision without action is daydreaming. A dream becomes reality only when you take the first step and keep moving despite doubt. Vision fuels persistence. People may laugh at your vision, they may call it unrealistic, but remember, every innovation, every breakthrough, every revolution was once called impossible. Protect your vision fiercely. Share it only with those who nurture it. Surround yourself with people who expand it, not shrink it. In the end, vision is not about what you see with your eyes, but what you see with your soul. And if your vision is big enough, it will outlive you. The refusal to stop this is the final truth. Success doesn't belong to the fastest, the smartest, or even the most talented. It belongs to those who refuse to stop. Refusal is power. When the world says give up, you whisper back, watch me. That refusal turns obstacles into stepping stones, rejection into redirection. The road is long, filled with setbacks and doubts. But every time you keep going, you grow tougher, sharper, stronger. You prove that nothing can break you unless you allow it. Refusal is not blind stubbornness. It is focused persistence. It means adjusting strategy, but never abandoning the goal. It means falling 100 times, but standing 101. Every champion shares one trait. They kept going when others quit. They didn't win because they never fell. They won because they never stayed down. Refusal inspires. When people see you keep going despite hardship, they believe they can too. Your persistence becomes a spark for others. Refusal writes history. It is the fuel behind revolutions, inventions, breakthroughs. Without it, humanity would still be standing at the starting line. So remember this: in the end, talent may fade, luck may shift, and resources may run out. But the one who refuses to stop cannot be defeated. Success belongs to them.